Still have that zone of truth?
I do.
Good. We'll need it. I'm going to give the mind player's body a once-over.
It's extraordinarily dead.
There's a dent in its head.
Man, I never got to shout at it telepathically either. I'm bummed.
I mean, there's probably more, Connor.
No, I think there's only just the one.
No, there's
We hope there's
several. One. The one that Catsman was talking about is called an Alhoon. This was just a regular Mind Flayer.
Oh. Well, does the mind flayer have anything of fascination in his pouches or anything?
No, not carrying anything that would be construed as treasure. Unless you consider its brain for its alchemical or medicinal purposes.
I mean, that's Alex.
Nah, I'm good.
I mean, it's not in pristine condition because it's been partially caved in.
Gus, could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Chug that Mind Flayer corpse into the infinite abyss.
Sure. Gus will drag the dead body of the Mind Flayer over here and throw it into the yawning abyss.
Okay, that happens.
So, there you go.
Thanks.
That doesn't seem very respectful.
Mind Flayers are a special case. Mostly want to make sure they don't come back.
I really hope that Destil's next character loves Mind Flayers.
I really hope so too.
Next character will be a mind flayer. It's gonna be weird.
Oh no! What's next?
It sounds like we're bringing her too, and I'm prepping
Sounds
the zone of
like
truth.
How many more D6s do you have on that spell?
Oh yeah, let me actually resolve the rest of that. Hold on.
Because you used it, you did it twice.
I did it 3 times.
Oh, 3 times? Because I'm at like 50% health.
Yeah, me too.
It's weird that the Drow Elite Warrior's multi-attack gives it 2 sword attacks, but not 2 bow attacks. That's strange. It's because they equipped them with crossbows. That's why. I've given them short bows, but there's... Yeah, she should have been shooting twice every round. Oh well.
Go ahead and take your dice.
So what's next?
That's 19.
Let me take.
Try not to take all of it, but
No, I'm only going to take 2 dice. I'm going to take those 2 dice.
that one of those 5s that you took was mine, so I'll just take this.
Oh. Okay.
It's fine. There was another 5.
Connor, you know
Take-
any of these?
This is the hungry heal spell.
It's all of these.
Yeah.
I mean, I would prefer it if Gus got first dibs, but I mean,
I'm at 3/4. I'm good.
okay.
I'm at roughly the same place.
3/4 sounds like a good place to be.
I guess if we need to, we could do the 10-minute short rest.
Okay, what's
Oh,
next?
right. Copy. No,
Would say we use the spell gullet, but that went down the hole.
Yeah, there's cure
Yes,
wounds to the spell gullet.
that's a bummer. Yeah, that's a real bummer, actually. Spell gullet went down the Baphomet's gullet there.
You will never know how hard I tried to throw Gus in that hole.
I think
I mean, I spent 6 flips to try and stop you.
I think we bring her around and
Are you doing that out here in the cave?
let's actually probably retreat closer to where Catspin is.
Actually, this looks like Alex will fly around real quick and give these walls a once-over. This looks relatively secure, aside from the gaping maw in the center.
So the shape of the chamber, you realize, has been carved very specifically to resemble a crude formation of the face and horns of a minotaur. But other than its abnormally large size and shape, there's nothing special about it.
Yes, I mean, this is pretty defensible, and
Yeah,
nothing
kinda-
will attack us aside from one direction, so that sounds good to me.
If there were another way out of this cavern, the minotaur would have used it.
Right.
Yeah.
When you were done ruining their day.
Yeah, over here seems good.
Well, I mean,
Do you
Well,
will need to
that's-
cast comprehend languages? Was she able to speak common? I
Yes.
don't remember. Okay.
She was, because Gus can't speak Drow.
Yeah.
Connor's gonna guard so they don't get jumped on again.
Guard where?
Well, I thought we needed your zone of truth.
Yeah, you
Oh.
go to there. I'll do this.
Okay.
Okay. Seems like a good job for Steely. Oh, wait. So you're casting Zone of Truth?
Like we wake her up first and cast Zone of Truth? Do we have a cheap 1 hit point healing?
Until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell's area for the first time.
I mean,
must have
outside of
charisma
combat,
saving
as long as you guys, if you wait a few minutes and she's not dying, she'll come around.
Okay.
Okay.
You got a potion of healing.
Yeah. We just,
Nah,
we
we
just
don't-
let her wake up.
Slap her
She
away
can
if
re-
need be.
She can resist it, just so you know.
But
We
you
will
know
know,
if she resists
yeah.
it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
Well,
wake her up
tell
and
her-
cast Zone of Truth? It's what, a charisma save?
That is a charisma save.
Okay.
Tell her not to resist it, or we kill her.
18 on the save.
Yeah, she saves.
Then
Not only does she
Idiot.
save, after you cast the spell, she kind of smiles and looks like she's extremely badly wounded. She's been thumped pretty horribly. And the stab wound in her chest is still there. She says, shakes her head, I know what you're doing. I'll tell you nothing.
Lucius draws his blade, and yeah, no, there's nothing to be gained by this. Lucius draws his dagger and then plunges it in her gut. Then
All right, then she's dead.
Well, that was a good spell charge.
I enjoyed it.
Wait, should I make that save? So it was, what's the DC? 16?
16, yeah.
Alex fails.
Alex.
Exactly how much acid are you carrying?
Alex is like, I've got 9
literal
more bags of
gallons.
What's next?
How's Catsman doing? Is he still?
I mean, you go back into the room and he heard the sounds outside. He sees that you guys have sustained damage. And he says, the drow who set you here.
Is dead.
He nods.
Yeah, we just killed.
Says, no doubt she wanted to come and collect your corpses. Perhaps she was up for promotion.
You got a mind flare too.
That's no small trophy. Did you
Well, we don't
harvest
have-
Did you harvest its brain? We could
No.
solve the rest of the adventure if you have a mind flayer brain.
No, we threw it into the yawning abyss.
Oh darn!
No,
You
he
just
tells you
expect us to.
the mind flayer is no small trophy. But even like your strength is considerable if you've taken out the Minotaur tribe and one of their mind flayers and whatever horrific avatar of Baphomet they might have summoned. But he still doesn't think you have much of a chance to stand against Eriador. His opinion still hasn't changed. He still thinks it's better for you to kill him here, let him die peacefully, and then leave this place and try to go find a quiet place in the world above, outside of the reach of Dunfoss, and put the peril behind you. That's his recommendation.
Still not happening, buddy.
Lucius is still very much of the opinion to honor the orders of the current rightful king of Dunfoss.
And then he tells you the lucky amongst you will die in the attempt, and the unlucky will be ensnared into Eriadul's web as he has been.
The implication
Lucius.
being that Lucius is absolutely down for killing this man.
I know. Lucius. The king of Dunfoss right now is 10 sails, which, I'll remind you, we put on the throne.
Agreed. And in that case, we are probably usurpers as well.
In that case, we should probably try to make things right.
I mean, he says he doesn't want the throne. That's an abdication, so it doesn't matter.
Gus, you're not helping.
This situation is so fucked up that this man has been tortured for 12 years. There's drow assassins running around. You got minotaurs summoning eldritch gods. And you guys are debating the legal line of succession of Dunfoss. That's what...
Listen,
We're
different
investigators, not adventurers.
people
I get it.
This shit's in our wheelhouse.
people handle stress differently.
I understand.
Listen, good acts exist beyond the realms of order and chaos, and achieving them is the most important thing.
So, what else do you need from Catspin? What else do you have? Are you going to do with the old king?
You have enough supplies to live here for now.
He nods. I mean, he has supplies to live indefinitely because the drow will deliver more. They bring him provisions faster than he can use them.
I mean,
He's a skinny and emaciated man. He doesn't require much.
Then,
Pretty good at killing drow.
yeah, no, then in that case, you will remain here.
we need. Okay, let's take stock of what we have left. All right, how spent is everybody?
Lucius has actually not spent a whole lot of resources as it is already.
Pretty
He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
I'm good aside from needing to build a new Steely
Yeah.
and wand.
That's probably worth the time out. But although we just finished a long rest, we can't take another one for a while.
You have to wait a full day before you can take another long rest. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to try and poke around in some of the caverns that we don't think lead to the drow? Get a better feel for the place, see if there's anything
Let's-
else here we should
Yeah.
deal with.
I guess we should try to find the other side of the cavern.
Well,
Yeah, we should try and
Catspin,
find one of the other exits, because we have a map to them.
You guys might want to take notes of this. Because he tells you that there are multiple approaches to the temple. The temple itself, as you've seen, sits on a plateau in the middle of a gigantic open-air cavern. All around the edge of the cavern is a crevasse in between the plateau and then the wall of the cavern itself. And this varies in width, but is never more than maybe 15 or 20 feet wide. If you were to leave here and go along this passage, you would find a place where the drow have a guard station between one of the edges of the crevasse and the Minotaur Caves. No doubt this is the path that the drow and the Mind Flayer just used to reach here. If you could get through the webs there, the guard station is usually manned by 1 or 2 Vrock plus a couple of drow archers. If you were to climb up the wall of the crevasse there, it would put you just to the south of one of their main guard towers. If you take the crevasse from the right, along that side, you will come to the entrance, the place where Connor got shanghaied by an invisible Vrock last week. If you were to go to the left, you would travel a long distance all around the outside of the temple's curtain wall, more or less unmolested, to an area where they keep their gardens. They have troglodytes, Vrocks, or troglodytes and drow slaves working the gardens with Vrock overseers.
So, question.
Yeah.
Because it's been a week. Where did the drow slave tell us he escaped from? He said he escaped from the keep. He took the cape, and he escaped out. But I don't remember what exit he took.
He might have come this way, that Catspin is relaying to you. More likely, he just followed you guys out when you guys left.
He did have magic cape to do that, yeah.
There are 2 large slave pens near to the gardens. One he knows is peopled with drow, lower castes slaves. The other is primarily goblin prisoners who are kept under key. So 2 slave pens. The eastern slave pen has the drows in it. The western slave pen has the goblins. The goblins are kept under lock and key, under heavy guard. They're not permitted to work the fields because their spirits have not yet been broken. They still are very resistant to drow rule. That may be something you can leverage against them.
That sounds like an exact thing we should do.
If instead of climbing up into the garden, you continue around the crevasse, you'll come to another guard tower along the far northern edge of their territory. And then beyond that, you'll find a place called the Dark Web. He does not know what they keep there, but it must be important or powerful because the webbing they use to guard the cave is thicker than anywhere else in the territory.
Okay.
Continuing from that point, around the north edge of the crevasse is another Vrak guard tower. And then there is a northern kind of roundabout room. This place would also be accessible if you went through the web caves. Remember those webs you guys went through? If you continued through one of the side caves instead of going directly to the temple, you would have gone back into an area of thick webs where they train up spiders and lizards for mounts. And then around the other side of that would join up to this roundabout. So you have a second access into the crevasse from there. That's the furthest away from your position. From there, the crevasse joins back up with the main entrance where you guys came in. If you guys can take out the Vraks at each guard tower very quickly and do it silently, you might be able to completely circumnavigate that crevasse without ever being spotted by anybody on the keep wall. There is no wall in between the crevasse and the gardens.
Have we ever killed anything silently?
It's the first time for everything. Catsbin knows all this from information that he's gotten out of the drow over the years that have come to him. And his infrequent visits there as well.
Mm-hmm.
More than that, he cannot help you with. And he beseeches that you end his life before you leave him here. So let's make the Catsbin decision now. Unless you guys are just going to live here in his room for the rest of the campaign.
I mean, Connor's made his guess. He's absolutely not going to do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gus
Yeah,
is
Lucius
also
is clear on that as well. But it looks like Lucius is outnumbered on that. But
I mean, I
what's
think Alex
Alex's
also-
opinion?
Alex thinks it's more safe to kill him, but
Okay.
Split
Lucius
vote.
fans out his cards. And says, Alexander, Gustavus, you each draw a card. The high card makes the decision. Is this equitable?
I feel like gambling on a person's life is a little bit much even for you, Lucius.
We have no other recourse right now.
Alex will shrug and nod.
So you
Roll
guys
a
are each
D20.
going to draw a card?
Each of you guys roll a d20, sure.
What's your passive? Are you guys doing this outside of the room? Or inside with
Yeah.
Catsbin?
No, I would not be doing it inside the
Yeah,
room.
we're doing outside of the room.
Okay, so
with the door
Catsbin
closed.
gave you a description of the crevasse around the keep, and then you said, okay, hold on a minute, and left the room and closed the door. Is that correct?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. A little rude, but that's okay. Yeah, each of you just roll a d20, and the higher number is the higher card.
Alex got a 5.
I got a 6.
Yeah, if you guys were in Catsbin's room, I was going to have him use Minor Illusion to give one of you a king.
But here's the rub. This is Lucius's deck we're talking about here.
Uh-oh.
Are you cheating? Okay.
So what, Lucius, what has happened?
Oh no.
Lucius is very proficient with a deck of cards.
Right.
I would say that goes too well with a. I do have Could I perform some kind of? Well, I guess
What,
it
okay,
wouldn't
so
really be.
your
sleight of hand.
intention is to. So Lucius wants to kill the guy. Yes.
Yes.
Alex wants to kill the guy.
Yeah.
Gus does not want to kill the guy.
Correct.
Lucius's intent is to cut the deck and let them each choose a card, but force the card so Alex draws the high one. Do I have it correct?
Yeah.
Okay. First question is for Alex and Gus. Are you both okay with just leaving this be Lucius's decision to do this? Or do you want to roll off against Lucius? It would be his, I would say, dexterity plus his gambler set versus your active perception.
The thing is Gus would just trust Lucius.
Okay.
Alex would absolutely try and.
Well, so my typical way of doing this with player versus player action is let the recipient decide the outcome. In that case, that's you guys. So
Right,
you guys. So whether or not you roll doesn't say anything about how much Gus trusts Lucius, because even if Gus trusts Lucius implicitly, he still might notice that Lucius has cut the cards in a strange way.
Okay.
Do you want to let Lucius decide this, or do you want to roll off?
I rolled.
Oh, you rolled.
And
Alex would like to roll.
All right, Alex,
rolled-
look at a perception check.
Gus rolled 1 so that puts my perception at 4.
That's a
4.
12 on perception.
So Lucius, roll a Dex plus your gambling set, and you got looks like
Alexander caught me.
you got to beat a 12.
I rolled a 7.
So yeah, Alex, you catch him cutting the deck a strange way, handing the cards out. But I mean,
Alex will hand the deck back to him and say, "Okay, shuffle it for real this time."
Okay. And then the results come up as they did before then.
okay, so you just
As it was originally rolled, the opposed D20 and Gustavus took it. So
all right. So Gus, the second cut, which as far as you know is a fair cut, and you draw the high card.
Yeah.
So the decision is to not kill Catsman.
Correct.
Okay. So what do you tell Catsman anything, or do you just walk away?
I mean, we're already outside. Might as well just go.
So you're just leaving him there?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
What's next?
He's just gonna whine at us to kill him some more.
Yeah, I
Wow.
know.
Yeah.
You're right. No, please kill me.
This person has suffered severe mental and physical trauma over the past 12 years, but we're so sick of the whining!
See, you can't put this on me, Brick Road. I tried.
You did. I commend you for trying. All right, so what's next?
Where there's life, there's hope.
Good thing that's nobody's belief.
It's profound. Where there's life, there's hope.
That
All right,
was-
so
that
how
was-
are we?
I'm not sure if Treble knows this or not, but that's like the defining thesis line in a fanfic that I wrote like 20 years ago. Like that was when I was 15, that was like the big philosophical like line in the fanfic. I thought it was really clever.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
So how are we approaching this keep?
So if you were to go down this place, you would find a webbed corridor that opens up to where there's a guard station that's manned by 2 Vroks. If you were to climb the wall of the crevasse behind that, you would be right outside the southernmost tower in the curtain wall of the temple. However, if you can take out the Vroks quickly and silently, he thinks that you could completely circumnavigate the entire crevasse without being noticed by anybody on the wall. So if you take this path to its conclusion and turn right, you'll end up back at the first cave you guys were in where you came in and did your assault. If you go there and take a left, you'll be going around the long path of the crevasse all the way around the edges of the temple and eventually come around where their farmland is.
So, are we thinking that our target is actually in the keep, or is it actually in the or could it possibly be in that dark place that they were talking about?
Our
Casper
target
did-
is area duel, right?
Yeah.
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 Iriduel's, I think Iriduel's in the keep.
I mean, I didn't see any indication that Irito was in the keep, but that doesn't say much.
Do you think he would deign to make himself known to you instead of just sending his thralls? Granted, one of which is a dragon, but we're moving past that for now.
I think that we should I think we should try to take the rock out quietly,
Yeah, I agree.
because we're not gonna get anywhere else.
Okay.
Not
Alex
even,
kind
not
of
even,
looks at his
not even
gun.
inciting a slave rebellion.
Right, we have to make that's something that's gonna have to happen quietly. We're gonna
All
have to
right.
get-
Connor, hold this, and Alex hands Connor his gun, and then he props his bag of holding up on the wall and starts fishing out a second suit of armor and switching into it.
What were you
I
wearing?
have a chain shirt instead of half plate.
Okay.
I can be somewhat quiet. And I can
Oh.
use a sword instead of a gun.
Sounds good. About as good as we could hope for, honestly.
My vote is we try and hit one of these outposts tonight, but then we probably need to, before we go after the whole thing, we need to head back and rest, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So let's go for the closest rock nest.
Yeah.
All right. So what's next?
Since
This room that Alex had backed into previously is kind of like a cul-de-sac with 3 exits. You've got one that heads back into the Minotaur caves, and then an opening here and here.
we were told to go down this way, so
Yeah. To the left.
Looking down this path here, just kind of this little spaghetti tunnel. These get very narrow and cramped. And this one ends with a U-turn bend, and you can't see around it.
all right. So here's the problem. And Gus is whispering. I clank and whatever. So
Yeah.
what we need to do is I'm going to stay at the rear 10 or 15 feet behind everybody, close enough to join a fight, but hopefully not close enough to draw attention.
Okay.
So somebody else is going to have to go first.
Yeah. And Alex is going to attempt to be quiet. Is this natural stone brick? I know
Yes.
this is
Yes,
that's
it
a weird
is.
question. All right, so I have advantage on stealth from racial trait if I want to move through natural stone.
Yeah, you can roll an advantage.
So that'd give me
And
a
Gus,
stealth.
you're staying back here or staying back a ways? 'Cause 15 feet's not that far.
I'm going to stay at the mouth of the tunnel. If I have to
For
roll
now,
a
okay.
stealth check, I did, and I rolled it at disadvantage if you need me to do that.
Okay.
Alex has a stealth of 18.
Yeah, let's get everybody roll a stealth check.
Okay. Gus, like I said, Gus is staying at the mouth of the tunnel, and he rolled a 13.
Connor also rolled a 13.
Okay.
Lucius rolled a 19.
A 19. Bear with me just 1 second.
Man, I have good stealth too. That's disappointing.
Stealth is overrated.
Actually, go ahead and add a +5 to your stealth check there.
Woo! That's
Got much
18.
of those? I haven't even used that yet.
Man, I feel like a genius.
The tunnel goes forward, and yeah, it gets very narrow, like sometimes 2-3 feet across at the most. And it starts to kind of sharply incline as well, and eventually it ends at strong webbing like you've seen before. Whoever's in the front, give me an active perception check, please.
I think that's Alex.
Yep.
That is Alex.
No, it's just this die. 12 on perception.
Okay. Looking through the webs, so Alex would be up here at this point.
Yep.
Then Gus, I would say a safe distance back from the last person trying to be stealthy, probably not closer than 30 feet if we're going to try to be safe.
10, 20, 30, so
I mean, more realistically, you'd be here because you can't see anybody from back here. I'm assuming you don't want your friends to get out of sight of you.
Okay.
Alex, looking through the webs, and I mean, it's extremely thick, just like the previous ones you'd find, but you are able to see, in a couple of pinholes through it, you can see the base of the cliff, and in between the web and the base of the cliff, you do see 2 Vrock perched in this area. And between them, on the ground, no more than a foot, maybe a foot and a half high, is a small device that looks like a bell.
Mm-hmm.
There's no light source in this area, though. And moving through the web, possible but very difficult, and it might be extremely... I mean, it'll be extremely difficult to move stealthily through the web. Okay. Anybody on the other side will be able to see that the webs are moving quite a bit as you're struggling through them. But yeah, they're not standing at attention from what you can tell. If you can find a way through the web without them noticing, you will catch them unawares.
Would that be an acrobatics check? Is that like an acrobatics check to attempt to do that, or what?
Thinking if
Stealth?
I would allow that for... Because you're a small creature.
Yeah.
And you have advantage on stealth in the natural stone. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to reread the webs before I make a decision on that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you know what? I've got this in my notes. You can move through the webs without becoming ensnared by them with a dexterity saving throw, which you can make an advantage because you're small. If you fail that dex save, you become ensnared in the web, and then from there it will be extremely noticeable if you're struggling to escape. So if you try to move through and get caught, the best thing you can do is just not move and just stay stuck.
Yeah, so I'm going to motion for my allies to come up to where they might be able to shoot through this web into the room, and I am going to try and slip through it.
Shooting through the web is going to be impossible. There's no way you're going to... a magic missile could go through, and I would allow an Eldritch Blast to go through, or it's like similar magics, but arrows and bullets, you just don't have any chance. They would get
let's go ahead and make this dexterity saving throw. That's a... Is a 10 going to do it? Because if not, I'm going to make it a 15.
10's not going to do it, no.
Then 15? So I too am a genius.
So yeah, you're able to sneak through completely unnoticed. Is anybody else going to make this attempt?
I'm good where I'm at because I'm going to blast that thing, push them away from the bell. I think that's my best call.
Sorry, what's the roll to make again? If we want to try this silliness,
a dexterity saving throw. If you fail you're ensnared in the web.
Where's the bell?
It is. Here, I'll draw it in for you.
I am absolutely not confident in my ability to make the attempt.
Could I use my Tinker's tools to attempt to disable it? Or my Thieves' tools?
Probably not in the few seconds you'll have before the Vrock knows you're there. Something a lot more destructive than Tinker tools might be.
Like, say, a vial of acid?
Perhaps.
Okay.
You won't know unless you try.
I'll give it a shot.
Let's move Alex. He's just come through the web right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a dex saving throw.
All right.
And then Gus, go ahead.
2 blips.
You're spending 2 blips to roll
I
again?
can give you a +5. I've got lots of those in my pocket.
No, don't sweat it. That's much better. That is a 20.
All right. So yeah, you can slip through. And where's Gus going to be at the start of festivities? Like, how far do you dare go?
Can I see Lucius? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
You can see Lucius at that point, yes. And Lucius stopped there and hasn't moved forward beyond that point.
As long as I can see Lucius, then I'm fine.
Okay.
Right here.
And then Lucius, your plan is to use Eldritch Blast to push him away from the bell.
Yeah.
Make me an active perception check to make sure you can see through the web. Because you've got to like hunker down and find a good angle to look through these strands.
2 blips.
Okay. Burning all the blips today.
You know what? So that's a 12. I'm gonna go ahead and throw Mephistopheles on top of that as well,
All right.
making that a 20.
Takes a few moments, but yeah, if you hunker down, looking down like at knee level, you do have eye shot through the webs where you can clearly see both of the Vrox and the bell in between them, as well as Connor and Alex, who are just coming through the web. All right, so let's go ahead and roll initiative, and then we'll start the festivities on whoever is taking the first action in combat. That's a good initiative roll, Brick Road. Why can't you roll like that all the time?
Bad initiative roll.
All right, so who wants to make the first move here? Actually, let me
Do I open up
erase
with pushing them away?
a little bit more of the map here. Now that you're completely through the web, you can look up the wall of the plateau and see the tower looming above. And it's not far away from the edge. This was, I believe, this is about a 15-foot ascent up the wall. And Vrox do know how to screech, so it's likely that their screech might draw attention of archers from the tower. Yeah, if you want to start festivities, we'll go in on the initiative order on your count, and then the Vrox will just be surprised on their first turn. Sound good?
I'm good with that. You guys good with that?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do it.
All right, then. Let's start with that one.
Okay,
Looking at a 25 to hit.
25 will hit.
12 points force damage and push 10 feet. Up against the wall, it looks like.
Okay,
And then one shot to that one.
sure.
That is a 14 to hit.
14 will not hit.
Then the third one will be aimed at him as well. Come on, R. There we go. Really die? Okay. 2 blips. That's
2 more
4 blips
blips.
I've spent so far.
Yep,
That's much better. That's a 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
10 points force damage, push 10 feet.
Okay, so you blast him back up against the wall.
Yep.
Okay, moving or staying put?
I'm good where I'm at.
All right, so we're going to come in on Connor's turn.
All right. Shoot the rock.
Yep.
Slayer. It's got to be Slayer's Prey.
Okay.
Gotta be.
And let's sharpshooter it too for funsies.
For funsies. I like funsies.
Let's make it exciting. That is a 17 to hit.
That will hit.
Whew.
Northman or Southman?
Northman.
Okay.
For 24 damage.
Woo, okay.
Second arrow is more. It's 24 to hit.
That'll also hit.
For 23 damage.
Okay.
One more arrow.
And it is bloodied.
24 again.
Mm-hmm.
21 damage.
Rangers are broken and suck. Rangers never do anything good.
Hey, it took me to level 12 before I got the feat I needed, all right? And it helps that we got Oh, never mind.
Have a third
Connor,
attack.
moving or staying put?
Staying put.
Alex, you're up.
Alex will smear an oil over the saber from his kit as a bonus action. Move into here. This guy in the square.
Yeah. What does this oil do?
This is a branding smite.
Ah, okay. My favorite kind.
And let's go ahead and make an attack. This is plus 11.
Now, does this cause light of any sort?
Yeah. Is that bad?
It might be if somebody's looking out from that tower. There
I already cast.
arrow.
Yeah, let's do the non-cipher bonus then. Let me see if there's anything else I want to do as a bonus.
I mean, it's possible. The place, as far as you know, is not on alert. It's possible that there's somebody up there. There's possible there's somebody not.
Yeah.
It's a
Now let's just do the attack. That'll hit an armor class of 18.
That'll hit.
So it's a 6 plus 6. For 12 magical slashing.
Okay.
Second attack. Will miss. Third attack. Will hit an armor class of 14.
14 does not hit.
Okay.
And moving or staying put?
I believe that is the end of my turn, yeah.
Both Vroks are surprised on this turn, but if they get another action, it's very likely they're going to use their Screech, and that will definitely be heard by the tower. That's going to bring us to Gustavus. You know what's kicking off, man.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10. Just dash. 30. And that's my turn.
Okay. That'll bring us to Lucius, way down here at the bottom.
I just don't think we have enough DPS to do this, unfortunately.
Ah, you took a big bite out of him.
I know, but there's
Name
two
it.
of them, and we don't have any rogues.
Take a shot at that.
Okay.
That's a 15.
15 will hit.
Fully. That's what we're doing with these things. It's 6 points damage.
Okay.
6 points force damage. Still up.
Still up, just barely. Just hanging on there. Another round like that.
It's a another volley. That's a 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
13 points force damage.
That's it for the first one.
And I got 10 hit points. And the third shot is going to go to this guy.
Okay.
22 to hit.
That'll hit.
13 points force damage.
Okay. And moving or staying put?
I'm good where I'm at.
It's going to bring us to Connor.
All right. Second verse, same as the first. Marks, sharpshooter, slayer's prey, etc. All right. First arrow. $21 to hit.
That'll do it.
Sorry, that's wrong. That is a 16 to hit.
16 will still hit.
All right, cool.
I hit with a 15 or 14, I think. So
Ooh, that is 27 points of damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a good roll. Second arrow,
Sure.
it's 24
That'll hit.
for 18 points of damage.
Ooh.
Third arrow,
He's bloodied.
21 to hit
That'll hit.
for 21 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, he's... Connor, moving or staying put? You just put 3 arrows.
Good
Like,
right here.
The first arrow hits it in his weird vulture neck, and then the next 2 arrows just split that one in half. Alex, if you don't kill the thing or otherwise incapacitate on this turn, it's going to Screech.
You know what? I looked, and this is dim light in a 5-foot radius. It's like the light of a candle. I'm going to go ahead and put the oil on my sword.
Okay.
So, first attack. Hits an armor class of... And I'll immediately drop concentration after I hit. First attack hits an armor class of 27.
That'll hit.
Do you care about radiant damage?
I don't.
Do you care about force damage?
No.
for 16 damage.
And that's enough. And for a moment, like you say, the dim light of a candle like flares out, and then you end the spell so the thing's corpse does not give off any more light. And just like that, for brief moments, there were spells being slung and the twangs of bowstrings. The Vrox never even knew what hit them.
Alex is going to move over here and see if he can disable the bell now that doesn't have anybody looking at him.
Yeah, it's not something you can do quickly because you constantly have to make sure that you don't accidentally ring the thing. Go ahead and give me a Dexterity Tinker's Tools check.
You got it.
So if I move incredibly slowly, incredibly slowly, is it possible for me to get through this without having to make a check?
No, a Dex save represents you moving incredibly slowly.
That's a Tinker's Tools of 22.
So over the course of the next few minutes, you find the mechanism in the bell, disable it, and what's the bell ringer called? It's called a hammer, isn't it? The inside of a bell?
Yeah.
Clapper, I thought?
Clapper, whatever it is. You manage to disassemble it, reach up under the bell, and take both it and the mechanism that would cause it to ring. And you can pull them out and pocket them, and then there's no outward appearance that this bell is no longer functional.
I got a 16.
Alex motions towards the web.
Yeah, Gus carefully moves his way through the web.
Oh, I thought we were going to sneak around and do this at each of the checkpoints.
So according to Catspin, if you were to take this passage here, you would arrive close to the point where Connor got beefed by that first Vrock in the last session. If you take this passage here, you will circle all the way around the outside of the keep and come up in the back of the keep where the farmland is. If you go right up this direction, you will eventually come onto another Vrock outpost like the one you just fought. But if you go this direction, there's not another outpost until after you have access to the farmland.
I think we can swing around south.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do the revolution.
Agreed.
Okay. Now let me save this map. Make sure I save the right one. And
I had to Google what a Varrock looks like because somebody posted fan art of them looking like Big Bird. And they don't look like Big Bird, I'm sad to say. They look like those guys from the Dark Crystal.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Same difference. Oh, did I not get the entire map? Maybe I didn't. I must not have. I don't foresee getting in any major trouble back there, though. And if I do, I'll just improvise away. So, okay, you guys just fought through this spider web. And you've seen this tower from outside. And you're coming down along this path. Yes?
Yeah.
Is the intent to travel until you get to
The farm?
Okay.
That's where we're going. I think the nascent plan is to go let the goblins out
Okay.
and let them run around like wild little children's and cause a distraction. Is that what everybody was thinking? I know that Lucius. I think Lucius said something about. If anybody has a better
revolts
idea,
are always fun. Slave revolts are always good and valid.
I mean, we hadn't had one this campaign. It was
Only a matter of time, not a matter of if, but when.
Yeah.
All right, then I will call it there for the week. Yeah, I am gonna. I guess when I transpose this map into Photoshop, I must have clipped off part of the edge of it because I don't have it here, but I'm going to need it for next session. But you know what? It's 6:45 anyway, so
Good time to take a break and fix that for next session.
This might be the most experience I will have ever given for combat in a single session since we've started playing. Well, that's
quite a bit of combat.
That might not be true. I mean, you guys have killed like ancient dragons and stuff previously.
Yeah,
Not
but I think
this
that's like
campaign.
at the end of a campaign when we don't get EXP.
Okay, so I'm gonna set up a straw poll, and then I'm gonna go dark for a few minutes while I add up some experience.
If I get enough, I might actually hit 13 before we
So for blips, whatever Gus wants, because he spent 6 blips on Connor not getting mind tickled.
Flying tentacles. That's good.
I had a whole
those
thing
mind
prepared for
tickles.
that and everything, and then Gus just was like, "No, you can't." Like, no, Connor, no. Like, oh, okay.
Your brain is too valuable as it is.
I think their like mind flay attack does something absurd like
Oh yeah, no, it's bad.
Don't
It's
they
really
don't they
bad.
need an action after you're grappled to do that? Then don't you get one turn basically to kill them?
I have no idea.
Something like that.
Yeah,
I think they can
get-
permanently damage Connor's
yeah.
intelligence score.
I think
They can just kill you. I think there's an instant death option.
If they
Yeah.
kill you, they
Suck your
eat your
brain out.
brain. Yeah, they slurp your brain out of your skull.
like a big gulp.
Who was the most creative?
Gus,
Or
for
Well, I tried to keep the lady alive so we could get information from her. If you're just wanting to give it to me,
I mean,
yeah,
I shouldn't speak for everybody, but
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Who furthered the party's goals the most today?
remember we found out that there is a cap on blips.
And it's
Yeah.
6.
It is 6. So
Yeah,
who furthered the
that's
party's
true.
goals the most today? That would be that's Lucius. Lucius has been stepping. Like I know you struggled with it a lot at the beginning of the campaign, but I feel like you've become a lot better about the words.
Thank you.
So Lucius for words. It's a
He's
hard thing.
badass today. Words are hard, yeah. Words are very hard. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. I'm okay with that if everyone else is.
I want to give badass to. I was gonna put myself forward for getting bodily picked up by a Baphomet and used as a projectile, and then my response was, "What is the range increment on a half-elf fighter?"
I mean, honestly,
it's fine. Yeah.
honestly, I'm down to like split badass and intangible between Alexander and Connor we just went up and snaked those rocks like nothing. Like
give it to.
cool calculating assassins.
I don't know
Like,
how
really
many
would be
blips.
proud.
I don't know how many blips other people have spent. I've only spent 2, and I'm pretty sure I can recover them.
I spent 6 trying to keep Gus from going into the pit.
By all means, Alexander.
Yeah. For
All right, who wants some experience?
I do.
I do.
So for 7 Minotaurs, the Minotaur Priest, a pair of Drow, an Elite Warrior, a Mind Flayer, 2 Vrock, and a goddamn Goristro. Each of you are taking... Oh, you know what? I think I might have accidentally... Let me make sure that I did this right.
Don't want to give us too much now, do you?
I don't want to give you too little, because I might have done the calculation as though Numac was with you, and he's not.
Well, in that case, I want to just to bring it back up. Badass for Alexander's fine. Party goals went to
Okay.
Lucius.
Everybody gets 8,425 experience.
Holy crap.
8,425.
That is a big old chunk.
The Goristro alone is worth 18,000. That's a CR 17 monster.
We strategeried the hell out of that guy then.
I beefed him up too. I gave him like extra kinds of attacks. So what? The reason I was sad in that round, in that battle, is because I gave the Minotaurs a morale check, and they broke and ran, which means that the Goristro couldn't pick them up and fling them at you.
mean, you got to throw me once.
Yeah, I had a consolation prize, and then I gave him like the earthquake attack. Like if he doesn't stomp somebody, he can stomp the ground and try to knock people prone.
I was expecting legendary actions, honestly.
He's not quite that powerful.
Ah.
All right, let me. Yeah, the idea was to soften you up with. She had chain lightning and a level 5 fireball.
So Lucius did help with bringing that guy out faster by knocking the one dude in.
I don't want to go into the story details of it, but yes,
fair
if they sacrifice 3 live creatures into the pit, that's what summoned the Garistro. It's also why Steely didn't count. He's a concept.
And Steely!
They threw Steely in
They
thinking
thought he
that would do
counted.
it, but it didn't.
That's funny.
So yeah, Lucius chucked one in. She had 1 hit point left, and then they chucked the priest in. And then when they saw they couldn't get a goddamn hand on Gus, they just dragged one of
They
the
just
other
picked up one of their own. I love it.
Gus, I tried really hard.
Would I have like just instantly died?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a portal to the abyss. You're dead. That's it. It's over.
Flush down the abyss toilet.
Just flush down the abyss toilet.
I was like 5 feet too far away on every one of my turns to walk over and give you a cigarette for enhance ability strength. That was my
Satan's
first thought.
Cuisinart.
What, was it the wizardry games that you can equip a Cuisinart as a sword?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
That sounds like wizardry, yeah.
All right, who wants to
All I
make a
know
case
is-
for some blips?
All I know is we were throwing bodies in, and light and smoke were coming out, and a whirring noise.
Gus can go.
Gus.
Neutral good, I must be a benefactor and strive to leave things in a better state than I found it, for my insistence that no, we shouldn't kill this man who's in the depths of despair.
Okay.
We should save him and take him back to the surface so he can live out the rest of his life. My ideals, my companions are my support structure. I must do what I can to protect them from themselves. For the walking, like, oh, okay, Minotaurs. Right, okay, I'll stand at the front. They won't get past us, and then immediately getting chain lightened.
So the trick is, like, start with the early encounter, like, 7 Minotaurs, whatever, you're level 12, that's the speed bump. Then later do the same encounter again, only this time there's a
Have them-
CR-17 Garistro behind them.
But yeah, and then like just standing there and going toe to toe with the Garisto where everybody else like flinked it to death. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's basically that's basically been our go-to strategy.
Right.
I stand there and tank while everybody else just shoots it from afar and hide behind walls.
Literally what the level 12 fighter is supposed to do. That's his job.
It's not a fun job.
I have been the level 12 fighter. I know all about it.
It's a terrible job. I demand a raise.
Any other blips?
The video. So that's those 3.
All right. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Lucius.
Got my alignment, lawful neutral. Take your place in society. Work well for your fellow people. Take care of your own. Lucius, I think, made a very cogent argument for the fact that this man is the current king of Dunfoss, and thus, as being beholden to the throne, we kind of have to do what he says. And if he says kill him, so be it.
Where was this loyalty to the throne when Maximilian sat the throne? I wonder.
Maximilian didn't even give us the time of day.
That's true. Anything else?
I have my ideals. Knowledge is paramount. Hey, this guy's been in jail for 12 years. Hey, what happened that put you in jail?
So you believed his entire story?
Yeah.
Okay. It's fair.
And then finally, my flaws: double or nothing. Just one more hand. That's it. For reasons.
Well, what reasons?
For playing cards with a man's life.
Fair enough. And what else?
And attempting
Who's
to
next?
cheat it.
You did attempt to cheat. Who's next?
I'll go.
Alex.
Lawful neutral, always be willing to take the law into your own hands, but no further for his insistence that we should probably just, murder the king while he is asking us to. And And then Flaw, I'm sure we can handle this for the brilliant idea that we could just sneak up on a pair of rocks and slice them apart before they notice us.
That worked though.
Yeah, like I said, I'm sure we can handle this.
It worked really well.
We proved that we can handle this.
And Connor.
Alignment, neutral good, good acts exist beyond the realms of order chaos, and achieving them is the most important thing. For going against Catsman's wishes, saying that we need to keep him alive to undo the 10 sails nonsense that we instigated by making him king.
The 10 sails nonsense. I like how you put that.
We made him king. We have to fix that.
It's like, a lot of this is kind of your fault, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Connor wasn't there for that.
Connor literally got the sword out that proved everybody.
This is weighing on Connor. Like, this is what he wanted to avoid.
Gus really doesn't understand, like, everybody. Like, from Gus's point of view, he's like no worse than the previous king.
He's a necromancer.
That's just a rumor.
I mean, you believe it?
We know he's a necromancer.
Do you?
Well, we know he paid a necromancer.
Quote, paid. Yeah.
I
You hand yourself a $20 bill, you've paid yourself, right? That's how it works.
when I first thought of this character, there are I did take loose inspiration from Euron Greyjoy from Game of Thrones. He's not literally like Euron Greyjoy, because Euron is like apocalyptically, like cosmically evil, and 10 Sails is more of just an opportunist. But I think that was the only time I misnamed his ship. I hope that's the only time. Treble would have to tell me. He has the footage.
Pretty sure that's the only time you slipped up there.
Because Greyjoy's ship is the Silence, and it's painted red to hide all the blood on the deck. Whereas 10 Sails' ship is the Whistler. It's not silent at all. I'm sorry, Connor. Do you want more blips?
Yes, please. Flaws, subtlety, and diplomacy are not in my lexicon for wondering why Catsman was so old and haggard looking and just flat out asking. Because the math didn't add up. And that's it. But I had a really good one for ideals, but Gus saved Connor from the brain tickle. So
he wasn't going to kill you with that. He was just going to leverage your life against them letting him go. Like, this just gives him a better shot. Otherwise, he had nothing to bargain with. He knew he wasn't going to escape.
Connor was gonna say to him telepathically, "Get out of my mind, you mutant fake creature." But never got it, so no blip. Just the two.
Can you do it like a Charlton Heston voice, like a damn dirty ape moment? Who had the most creative solution to a problem this session?
We awarded that blip, and then I don't remember who we gave it to.
Was it Gustavus? I think it was Gustavus.
For what?
Yeah, I think it was me for... I don't remember.
McDohl proposed it, I think.
Yeah, he did. What do you remember?
What blip is this?
Creative.
We gave it to Gus for creatively avoiding all the Minotaur? That doesn't sound right.
Well, we got
We'll come back to
award
that
it to
one.
somebody.
We'll come back around to it.
I don't want to come back to it. I like doing these in order. Let's hash it out.
Let's see.
I don't want my bookkeeping to be harder just because you guys can't remember what you talked about 5 minutes
Okay,
ago.
how about this, Gus, for just like getting grappled and then just frustrating the Minotaurs by Misty stepping out twice.
He did do that twice.
And yeah, because it was a party goal to make sure no PC got thrown into the pit.
So who gets the blip for the assist on that?
That would be.
I thought that was Lucius for taking point on talking down a madman.
For words.
Who was the badass?
We kind of split badass and intangibles for the same thing. For Gustavus or not Gustavus, Alexander and Connor. For we like for the whole time we were like, you know what? We've never been able to do stealth well, but we've never actually tried it, and he actually tried it, and it worked.
So
Like I think we were all so surprised at how well that worked.
Usually when it's we'll try to be stealthy, then the one guy in heavy armor is just like, well, I hope I roll really good, and then that doesn't happen.
But the if we're gonna give badass to one of them, then that definitely goes to Connor for just straight up murking both
Yeah.
of those.
Yeah.
He
Connor's
straight up.
damage rolls were off the charts there.
Yeah, those are really good damage rolls.
And then Alex for intangibles for the stealth plan that
Alex
actually came together.
No, yeah, well that's a good one, but I think Alex for intangibles for pulling a leg bone out of his bag.
I forgot about the leg bone.
And then measuring it against the tortured man while he was actively weeping.
Yeah, this fits. Like some sort of warped Cinderella story or sleep beauty. No, Cinderella story. I was right.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
How would you feel if, like, you got your leg hacked off, then years later somebody comes with a bone, like, is this yours? Like, do you want it back? I can put it back on for you. We'll attach a door hinge to it.
I mean, like, realistically, can't they put the bones back?
All
like
right.
with like a
And Lucius has our
Imagine-
straw poll for the week. So,
Ah, damn.
Alex, you took 3 blips total.
Yep.
And so yours is coming in next week with 3.
Yep.
Connor, you had 4, you earned 3, so you have to roll over at least 1.
Okay.
Would you like to come in next week with 6?
Yes, please.
Gus, you earned 4 and you have 0, so you come in next week with 4.
Sure.
Lucius, you had 2, you earned 5, so you're rolling over at least 1. Would you like to come in next week with 6?
What are blips worth right now?
Blips are worth
666?
666.
Yeah, because we're not close to a level, but this session really bumped us up quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm coming in with 6 next session.
All right, then. Then we'll come back
To answer your question.
next week for more of this nonsense.
I enjoy more nonsense all the time.
It's only going to get more nonsensical from here.
Excellent.